Peggy Fulford has returned to her hometown of New Orleans. She's burned every bridge with her friends in the sports world. And some are sick of waiting for the con artist to come clean.
I wanted her to hurt the way that we hurt. And, I wanted to say why in her face. Just admit it.
On December 13, 2016, a federal grand jury in Houston indicts Peggy on charges of mail fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, and interstate transportation of stolen property.
We were ready to finish and also stop her because we knew that she was probably out victimizing people every day.
FBI agents arrest Peggy at her apartment in New Orleans. But during the course of her arrest, an agent sees something that sparks his curiosity. A check made out to Peggy Fulford for $197,000. It doesn't take long for federal investigators and local police to determine that Peggy Fulford has already pinpointed her next victim.
It turned out that she was now defrauding non-athletes.
She's managed to sweet-talk a local doctor into investing in a real estate plan to purchase a shuttered high school in the lower 9th Ward and convert it into a retirement home.
He invested many thousands of dollars, $197,000 to be accurate, in that particular project known as the Holy Cross Project.
There's only one problem, according to Frank Denton, a fraud investigator with the New Orleans police.
As it turned out, upon investigation, the property was not for sale.
The arrest comes just in the nick of time.
If the New Orleans FBI had arrested her one day later, that money would have been deposited. That money would have been gone.
On February 1st, 2018, Peggy Fulford cuts a deal with the district attorney in Houston. She pleads guilty to one count of interstate transportation of stolen property. She's released on bond and placed under probational supervision. But over the weeks leading up to the sentencing hearing, Peggy stays busy. Her final scam comes to the attention of prosecutors at the 11th hour.
I was busy and we were preparing for the sentencing the next day, and I got a message on my voicemail at work.
It's from an engineer in New Orleans named Ray Thompson. Just days before, he succumbed to yet another of Peggy's convincing cons.
He'd been working in Saudi Arabia to rebuild his life because he had lost everything after Katrina. And she convinced him that for a $25,000 investment, they were going to make a lot of money together. That, I think, really was the nail in the coffin about whether she was going to stop or not, or whether she's capable of stopping.
In retrospect, Rashad McCants believes he got off easy, but he says scammers are prevalent in the world of pro sports.
When you're in the NBA and you get hundreds of people around pulling at you, picking at you, and you finally feel like you meet somebody that you connect with, and they have an ulterior motive. And they'll do anything to cover that ulterior motive up until they see the gold and they can pick it up and walk out the room with it.
Ricky Williams, Dennis Rodman, and other players declined American Greed's request for interviews. Rodman did offer a message via his friend A.J. Bright.
It makes me sad. I trusted someone I considered family to manage my money, and they did terribly wrong by me. I hope other athletes and celebrities can learn from this experience. But when I read this, I definitely can feel the pain in those words, because Dennis really trusted Peggy.
Chantel Cohen can sympathize too.
For someone to be in your inner circle for that long, to do something like that to somebody that Ricky is one of the nicest people that I ever met in my life. So for someone to do that to him, I think you're sick. Something's wrong with you.
In 2018, Peggy Fulford pleads guilty to one charge of interstate transportation of stolen property. As part of her sentencing, the judge orders more than $3 million in restitution to Ricky Williams. More than $1.2 million to Dennis Rodman, $1.3 million to Travis Best, and $132,000 to former NFL player Lex Hilliard. Regardless of the big money professional athletes earn, Chase Carlson says this kind of fraud is devastating for players.
A lot of their lifetime earnings are packed into a short period of time. And if they get ripped off at the end of their career, there's no time to recoup that money because their playing contracts are over.
In the end, Peggy Fulford, the woman prosecutors call a financial predator, receives a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison.
As I told the judge when he sentenced her, she's probably not going to stop. I mean, she'll be 70 years old when she gets out. Hopefully I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong.